Hello guys, I'm back. My name is Jeferson Costa. I'm a chemical process engineer with expertise in plant design, and be welcome to the chemical process diary. Not the chemical process engineer journey, but the chemical process engineer diary. I am doing some special live sessions to share with you a little bit about the behind the scenes in the chemical process engineer journey. So yesterday we had the workshop number 2, where we covered the 3 core technical skills that you must have to work with plant design. So if you haven't joined the masterclass yet, the workshop yet, you still have time. You will find the link to subscribe to my workshop on my website, jeffersoncosta.com, and also in my Facebook, in my LinkedIn, and my Instagram, and etc. And hello, Ujaval, and this live session today is a little bit different. I left a password in the exclusive Telegram for the workshop. So if you want to join me live and share your feedbacks, share your questions related to the event, you will be able to join me in the Instagram. I am streaming right now in the Instagram and also in the YouTube. So my left side is Instagram and my right side is the YouTube. I will just I need to share the link in the Telegram. I don't know, just a moment. Let me see how I can do this. Just a moment, guys. Thanks for your patience. Okay. So here. Okay, so the link for the live session is available in the Telegram channel. And here also. Okay. So I want to join your Aspen course, but it shows it is no more active. Ujaval, I will open new seats to my course, to my training program next week. So stay alert in my Telegram channel in process. If you are participating in the workshop, you will have some special conditions, so make alert about that. If you are in my mail list, you will receive the links also. Okay, so this week I am very focused on the workshop, but next week I will open few seats to my mentoring program, and my mentoring program covers the Aspen High Seas pipe instrumentation diagram and also process and the specification data sheets for equipments, control valves, instrumentation, and etc. And of course that I cover what about chemical process engineering plant design. So we are not restricted to only these main subjects. So guys, as I talked to you yesterday, in the workshop number 2. Oh, nice. And so, as I told you, in the workshop number 2, I covered the 3 core technical skills that the chemical process engineer must know to work with plant design. And yesterday I did it's a recorded event, so you can do your own schedule. But today I left available the bonus material. So if you are already subscribed and if you joined the exclusive Telegram, you will find right now the bonus material related to workshop number 2. And what you will find in this material? You will find the template for process engineering drawings. As you know, when we are talking about documentation, engineering documentation, we need to have a stamp. In this stamp, we have some fields related to project number, for the project identification, who did the execution, revision, approval of the drawing. We have sometimes we have the location, the logo of the company, and etc. So what I did as a bonus material for the workshop number 2 is it's available the PDF for this template, but I left also the Microsoft Visio version available to you download. And if you want, you can edit the logo, you can edit the information, and today you are already able to starting doing your engineering deliverables with a stamp used in Plan Design. So this is the kind of stamp or the kind of template that I use in my work. So what I share with you is something that is real, is not from my mind, is not for only for studying purpose, it is to use in real life. And imagine that if you are still graduating and you need to do some kind of drawings for your engineering course, if you have a stamp looks like a professional stamp, you will get some credits from your that is my point of view. Okay, I cannot guarantee that, but probably the teachers will be impressed with your professionalism. Okay, so this is one of the bonus, one of the content that is available in the bonus material. And another bonus material that I add, this one, I don't know how to share the live session in the, how to share the live session. I would like to do that in my Telegram channel, but I don't know how, sorry. And okay, let me see, activate the chat. Another material that is available in the PDF that I added or I uploaded to the exclusive Telegram is the technical specification for the natural gas station. If you follow the masterclass number 2, I got a real project, a depressurization natural gas system, and I worked with you the 3 core technical skills that you must have to work with Plan Design. I will do my best to not give you spoilers here, because if you want to know more about chemical process engineering and you want to see how it is hands-on, you should go to the workshop. As I told you, you can subscribe at jeffersoncosta.com or in my social media, and it is free, totally free, and it is online. So moreover, very important information is that the workshop will be available only this week. If you miss this, for a while I don't have a schedule to repeat it again. So enjoy the event and get the materials that is available in the exclusive Telegram. So based on this specification, and it is a PDF format, you are able to verify what are the main information that we need to consider when we are contracting, for instance, a third-party company. Let's suppose that your company is trying to do some kind of upgrading or revamping in your unit, and you need to do a specification. You need to contract a third party to do some kind of evaluation. So we need to define the scope, and we need to define the deliverables that is expected from this company. And it is important to do that because to avoid any kind of misunderstanding and to not have scope changes during the process, and scope changes leads to more money to be paid or to more time to be issued the documentation, etc. So here in the natural gas station technical specification, you can see the main topics that you should consider for contracting a third party. Let me open here. For instance, as a engineering document, it has a cover. I like to, all my engineering documents, I like to have a cover. I prefer to do that because it's easier to identify the revisions, it is easier to identify the project number, and it's aesthetically a matter of how it looks like when you get something that's a cover. In my point of view, okay, I am not the ruler of the world. In my point of view, I think it's shows more professionalism when you get something that is a cover. Imagine starting a book without a cover. It's not so built as having a cover to add it to your book. So when you are dealing with a project, you need to define the scope, and this we have talked about it in the masterclass number 1. And the scope is important because everyone, or the stakeholders, everyone that is related to the project must know what are the objectives and what are the limits of the project. So in the natural gas station technical specification, you will see a short description of the scope of supply. And with that, we know what is the expectation with the project. Moreover, in the technical specification, I like to add the environment conditions. So it is very, very important when we are talking about air separation units. I learned it in my previous job, because if you are at the sea level, or if we are 2,000 meters above the sea level, it's very the plant performance, and we are talking about capturing air from the atmosphere and send that to the plant. It's do big difference, as you know. And let's talk about some fundamentals. At the sea level, the pressure is higher compared if we are talking about at the top of the Andes, because we have the atmosphere doing pressure from the top to below. Moreover, what we have here in this specification is requirements for utilities. It's very, very important to you verify with the vendors what are the utilities needed to run a process, to run a technology. Because imagine that you buy a compressor. Let's say that you buy a compressor and it requires helium sealing. Helium is a special gas, and it is not cheap, it's not easy to find, and if you need to use that constantly to do the sealing of your compressor, it will lead to increase in the OPEX of the machine. So I like to clarify these issues during the quotation, because this way I know how much, and if I need the instrument air, how much, or what are the conditions for the cooling system, and also the power requirements. It's very, very important to identify that. And sometimes the vendors don't inform this kind of information for you. That's why it's very, very important. I'm telling you that although you work with operations, you should be familiar with plan design, because you are able to identify what are the issues that can impact your project, implementation. Okay. Another session that I added to this specification, how much difference is there between V8 and V10? I don't. I think that the main difference is in the pipe manager. I'm not so sure. UJA, I would need to verify, but I think that V8 doesn't have the safety analysis also. I think that the safety analysis is from V9, if I'm not wrong, but I am not sure about that. I didn't use V8 too much. I started from the V10. Okay, sorry for that. Another session that I added to the technical specification is the emissions and effluents. In some process, you need to consider that if you are buying a machine, eventually it is not so important, but if you are buying a process, for instance, I'm working in a biograding plant process, and depending on the kind of technology that I choose to do that, to remove the CO2 from the biomethane, I will have different kinds of emissions. I will have different kinds of effluents. And when I talk about emissions, I'm talking about the gas stream. And what I talk about the effluents, I'm talking about the liquid streams. Okay, so this is it. Proceeding with the specification, and what is nice in this specification is that you will be able to simulate your natural gas station based on the requirements that I have here, because I telling you what is the composition and conditions of the raw material, and I give to you what are the requirements for the product. So between them, we have seen in the workshop number 2, the process engineer must propose the best process to achieve that, and you will be able with this specification to verify by yourself. Sorry, you will be able to verify by yourself how it's the best process, or how you can optimize the system, and etc. Because CV10 in your course you use, that's why I asked. Okay, and you can, with this specification, if you have seen the workshop, you have already have a direction how to start, what to consider. So that's why I'm sharing with you this natural gas station specification. And as I told you, it was based on a real case. So you have some information here that is based in real cases. Okay, and finally, another session in a technical specification is the deliverables that you expected from that vendor. So you are purchasing a system. It is very, very important to you identify what are the minimum documentation that you need to have when you are purchasing it. Because if you purchase first and asks for the documentation later, the chances of having misunderstanding is very, very big. So to try to avoid that, add the documentation that you need in the specification and push the vendors to confirm if that will be issued or not. Okay? Is Aspen EDR good to design a heat exchanger or HTRI? I use more the EDR because it is associated with the Aspen High Seas package, Aspen Engineering 1. But the HTRI, it can also be used. There is no best or no better software. There is the software that is available to you. So I like to do my drawings, engineering drawings, in the AutoCAD. I prefer to do that. But if the company doesn't have the AutoCAD, I need to have other software to do that. So in some cases, I have the Microsoft Visio. In some cases, if I have seen people doing a pipe instrumentation diagram in PowerPoint, so you need to adapt what is available to you. If you have the HTRI, use that. If you have the EDR, use that. And as a process engineer in plant design, I can tell you that we don't design, we don't specify the, how can I say that? We don't do the mechanical design of a heat exchanger. I never have seen that. Usually someone that, a process engineer have seen that. But what I must do is get the vendor's drawing, the companies specialized in doing heat exchangers, and verify if the assumptions is correct or not. For instance, in this natural gas station, I needed to add a heat exchanger, a shell tube heat exchanger. So as a chemical process engineer, what you must know? You must know what are the process conditions that you must inform to the vendor. So I inform the flow, composition, and properties of the components, and etc. And in a technical specification, and it was not a Word format, it was a spreadsheet format, and I sent that to the vendors, to two vendors. And each vendor proposed a different design of the heat exchanger. One with more tubes, other one with less tubes. One of them was the length was bigger. The other the length was smaller, and it is all related to the cost benefits of the equipment. If I have more less length and I can add more tubes to the shell, I can have the heat exchanger cheaper. But in the other hand, I will increase the pressure drop in the equipment. So, but there is a cost for that. I need, as working with plant design, we are worried about the capex, the capital expenditure, how much costs each equipment, and how much costs the operations of each equipment. So, for instance, one of the suppliers, for the same technical specification, they proposed two kinds. They gave me four different options of heat exchanger. So if it was a gas liquid heat exchanger, so the options to have the gas at the tubes, the option to have the gas at the shell. If I would use the stainless steel material, or if I would use the carbon steel material. So based on all of that, I needed to do some decisions, and I used the EDR to verify if the design proposed to me was okay or not. Let me see which hour is this. Okay, in some minutes I will start my working day, guys. Today I will start earlier, okay? So I will need to stop the live session in some minutes. We have 5 minutes left. And so I was talking, so nice question, Jima, nice question. I hope that I have answered your question, okay? And so I was talking about the technical specification, about the deliverables that you must consider, and finally, you will find in this bonus material some standards and codes that you should ask for the vendors to inform you, because and it depends on if it's a system or if it's equipment, and it depends on the field, if you are talking about oil and gas industry or if you are talking about industrial gases. So each kind of application will have specific standards that apply to that. And depending on the country where you are doing your project, that can have a great influence also. And So it is very important to you address some standards that the vendors must comply with in order to you don't have any kind of issues also in the future. For instance, most often here in South America, we follows the American standards like ASM. So but in it we did a quotation for a project, and the supplier was from China. So we asked to him a system. It was a PSA system, if I'm not wrong, pressure swing adsorption system. And he talked to us that if we wish a project with the ASME standards, it would be around 20 to 25% more expensive if we could accept the Chinese standards. So to you see how important is to you know and define what are the standards that is important to your project. And when we are talking about standards, we are talking it's in some way related to regulations, right? Because if there is some kind of accident, if there is an explosion, there is a overpressure in your system, people will go after the informations, and if the equipments were built in a wrong standard, it can lead you some troubles. So be aware of that. Of course, that nothing is from our mind. I don't invent the wheel. I don't reinvent the wheel in any way. If you are in a design company, they usually have the procedures, and for each kind of equipment, you already have the sets of standards that apply to that. And the toughest part is when you are in a small to a medium company that is not familiar with plan design. So that is the tough part, because you will need to grab for the information, we will need to talk with people, and it is kind of thing that I do my best in my mentoring program in Process Booster. I try to fill this gap. That's why I add some templates to the training program. I add some references related to international standards. When we talk about simulation, heat exchanger simulation in Aspen High Seas, I add to my students references about the main standards related to that kind of equipment when we talk about pumps and etc. So I try, my main goal in the in-process booster mentoring is to fill the gap between the graduates and the industry. And if you are not familiar with the plan design and how to use the chemical process engineering plan design, you will get much benefits from that. And of course, if you have 10 years or 5 years of experience in plan design, I'm not sure if I have something to add to your technical career. Okay, no, I'll do. So up to you. It's up to you. Let me see here. I have another comment in the Instagram. Sorry, could you please tell me how I can get your previous lecture? It is my first time to join here. So interesting. Thanks a lot. Said, you can find my all social media. Sorry guys, I just verify if I'm not late to the meeting. So I will answer for Said and I must go. You can find the links for all my social media in my website, jeffersoncosta.com. So there you will find the links for my YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook, my LinkedIn. Feel free to ask me a connection in LinkedIn. So there is the best place to you find all my links. And to have my all updates, I recommend you to join my Telegram channel in process. So there, all updates I let available there. Guys, very nice to have talk to you. Take good of the chemical process engineering journey. It is still open to you. You can register for free. You will find the link at my website, jeffersoncosta.com, and I will return soon with another video, sorry. So this is it. I hope you like it, and I'll see you soon in the next audio. Bye bye.